Hi, good morning, everyone. Today, in the spirit of holiday shopping, I wanted to talk a little bit about gift giving. I think a lot of the times we struggle to find the perfect gift to give each other, and it made me really start to contemplate on the concept of gift giving. You know, we all desire connection and we want to be in that balance of giving and receiving. Good morning. And I think it's really important to understand the intention behind giving a gift. And this forced me to go into some of my old tools that I've loved, that I've learned over the years, of going into really understanding how we connect to each other and what is the best way to convey that. So I went into my favorite studies of the 5 love languages. I know a lot of us have kind of touched upon that. Maybe you've even read the book. One of my favorite ones is right here. It's backwards, so that doesn't really help you. The 5 love languages for children. It's really fun. I know they've done a whole series of multiple different books. The 2 authors are actually, if you want to go get it yourself, is Gary Chapman and Ross Campbell. They're fun. I love those guys. I love their concept behind love, and really does help me kind of articulate or understand the way people give and receive love. And so it's been very beneficial for me to kind of break it down into these 5 categories. So I thought today we would go over those 5. I thought I would share that with you. Good morning. So the first one I think is probably, first of all, let me say this. We need all of them. So it's not like there's just one love language and you need to hone in on that. And there's a balance between giving this kind of love languages and receiving them. So you really kind of need to know both in order to kind of have this skill set really kind of be very deep and connective. So the first one I think we all could connect to very simply is the aspect of touch. We think this the physical touch of something like being hugged or kissed is very clear that it's a connection of love. And it doesn't always have to be an intimate, it doesn't always have to be an exchange of, physical kissing each other. Good morning. But it could be just a simple gesture of touching someone on the arm when you're communicating to let them know that you genuinely care or listen or are present to them. So I think it's a fun way to play with that connection. The next one is words of affirmation. Now, I know a lot of us think that by saying, yeah, I get it, I understand, is words of affirmation, but not necessarily. So what I want to focus on here is praise. Not like you're the parent and this is a child you're speaking to, good morning, but more praise in the connection of being met in present verbal communication, which is one of my favorites, right? We all know how much I love clear communication and neutral communication. So understanding someone else's perspective and really, sometimes repeating what you hear to make sure that it validates a connection. Because sometimes you're mishearing somebody and you're not doing words of affirmation. You're actually missing the mark and you're trying to be very present, and that can be very frustrating. Or on the flip side, if someone is trying to validate you and you feel like you're missing connection, it could be the opportunity for you to be supported in that way. So kind of play with that on both sides. One of my favorites, as we know, communication. So words of affirmation are a big deal. Number 3 is quality of time. Now I think a lot of us think that, I show up and I'm just there, good morning. Being present to you or being a part of your life may be quality of time, but if you're in your phone or you're distracted and you're not present to someone, building memories and connections, kind of missing the mark there. And if you feel like someone's disconnected and not present to you, even though they're physically there, it can make you feel abandoned. So it's really important to understand that element in these 5 love languages. It's really important to understand that give and take happens. And it's really a big value. And of course, the next one is gift giving. This holiday season, I think this is a very heightened one. Gift giving is a really kind of an intense experience. Finding the perfect thing that person needs isn't necessarily what I look for when I gift give. Personally, I like to make all my gifts. I know that sounds really cheesy, but the truth is I feel like it comes from my heart and my hands and my intention. So a lot of the times I'll craft some fancy oils together, or I will write a letter or make a framed piece of art or something. But that's my way of connecting. So I love to be authentic in that way. And it's not necessarily the same for everyone. Sometimes buying something that someone truly genuinely needs is just as important of a gift as something that's handcrafted. So I'm not promoting handcrafting, I just am saying that's what I do. So I really think it's important to understand gifting is more a connection between some item that holds value. And I really want you to really kind of hone in on that. A gift doesn't necessarily mean a big thing or a small thing. It doesn't mean a lot of financial contribution. It doesn't necessarily take, no money and you have to build it or create it. It is an item that holds value. It kind of captures a memory and keeps it for that person for later. So when they glance upon that item, it brings back positive feelings, an intentional connection. And the last one is acts of service. I think a lot of people do this one in dog. My favorite term of duty, obligation, and guilt. It's not very healthy to give in dog in this way. And acts of service is doing something that supports another person. So this one's really got to come from an intentional heart connection. You really want to do something for someone to help them build value so they feel the connection and not lose them. Right, exactly. Acts of service aren't just getting it out of the way. And I think sometimes, we do things because we know somebody needs it, but maybe it's not the right time for us to give this act of service. So I really want you to play with, that sense. A lot of the times during the holiday season, we really roll up the sleeves and dig in and help the needy, but maybe not just in the holiday time, but maybe it's a great thing to do all the time. And maybe it fills a void in you of maybe loneliness and feeling disconnected. It can actually, feed you all year long. So acts of service is big for me. This space is a place where I get to be of service and connect with you guys, and hopefully it provides great content for you to have a joyful life. But it fills my bucket as well. It helps me connect and feel valuable. So it's always about a sense of balance and rhythm. So I want to really recap the whole point of the 5 love languages for me. Now, I'm not saying that's the reason they wrote the book, but the way I use it is to really help build a deeper sense of connection and a place of importance in someone's life. And I also have to make sure that I'm ready to receive it back. It's valuable to be able to have a flow, a consistent vibration between two people that build deep connection, and really understanding that sometimes a deeper connection can be present to these 5 love languages. I really, really enjoy my time with you guys, and if you find this post very valuable to you and want to share it with someone you love, please forward the information and continue to share the post. It's very valuable to me that I know that this is a very important space to you as much as it is to me. And last, down below, I'd really, really, really love to hear what love language do you really connect to? What do you think is your big void? We all have this space within us that needs to be filled, and I think it's really fun to see, where you need love, where you need support, and maybe we can help navigate that space with you. So sending you all love, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me again on this Wednesday, and I will be again on my other page, so if you want to continue to chat, join me there. Talk to you soon. Bye. See you guys next Wednesday.